I'm not sure how many people have this problem, but whenever I make an Excel workbook, my boss Tony finds a way to break it. Here, let me tell you a story. So we have this customer data and my manager Tony wants a cut of this data from time to time. So what I did is I built him a filter worksheet. He could go in here and type Auckland and it would show him all our customers in Auckland. If he types Sydney, it's going to show him all our customers in Sydney. And if he types Kakinada, it shows all our customers in Kakinada. It works fine, but Tony somehow broke it. He started typing multiple cities. So he wanted to see all the customers in Kakinada and Chennai. So he was just typing all these things comma separated like he would in Google search or SharePoint. But this wasn't working. So I figured out some simple but nifty filter hacks that would solve this problem. Let me show them to you. The first one is a multi-city filter. You can type any number of cities comma separated and it's gonna list all our customers across any of these cities. So here I have typed Kakinada, Vellore and Tirupati and it is showing me all these customers. Let's test this with Sydney, Auckland, Wellington, and I'll get a listing of all our customers across those three cities. Let's write this filter formula together. We are going to use the filter function. Filter and all our customer data is already in the table customers. So I'm just going to type the customers as the table name. And the criteria that we want to search is in the city. But if I simply say customers city is equal to this, we are not going to get any results because nobody lives in all these three cities. It's one of those three cities. So we need to do some sort of an OR kind of an operation. So this is where search comes in. We can use the search function and in the find text area, I'm going to say customers city and within text, I'm going to pass on this one. What this will do is, for now, I'm just going to show you the result of search alone. This is going to tell me where any of those three cities are found in the customer's city. So I'll get a value error wherever the customer is not from any of those three cities, but where they are, I'll get the position of the city in the thing. So for example, I have all these values. If I show you the customer's city as well, let me show you the city as well. So here we can see that all of these people are not from any of the three cities. So that's why these are values. And this person is from Sydney, so that's why we get 1. Whereas this person is from Wellington, that's why we are getting 19. 19 because Wellington is the 19th character of this string. And here we have one Auckland, and that comes up as 9 because Auckland is the 9th character. So we can use this concept and modify our filter. We can say filter customers, and we just want to ask if the search is successful. This is where is number formula comes in, is number of search. What this will do is it will return true or false. It will be false for all of those people who are not living in any of these three cities, but it will be true for these number values. And when I close all these brackets, I'll get the customers that are in these three cities. Just to put a cherry on top of this filter, we can apply a sort order. We can say sort this filter list by the third column, which is the city, and we will get the listing in the order of the city. So we will have Auckland, Sydney and Wellington, so it's easier to scan for Tony. And that's the first trick. Now I know Tony very well. So the moment I built this, I kept thinking, how else can Tony break this? And it immediately struck me. He might want to search across any column, not just city. So that's what our second trick is, filtering where I can search across any column. So here I am searching for shim and it returns all the values that have shim anywhere. Right now, all of them happen to be in the city. But if I, for example, search for CHE, I'll get some customers who are in Chennai, which is obviously beginning with CHE, but I'll get Pondicherry as well because it does have a CHE in there. And then here I have got Chettiar and few more people from Pondicherry and Chennai. So this is a anywhere search criteria. You can put anything here and it's going to find the value no matter where it is. And this one is also really simple to build, by the way. Let's do it from scratch. So if I have got a search criteria here, all I really wanted to know is in my data, anywhere in that row, does the letters CHE appear in that order. One simple way of doing this is, if I can somehow concatenate the entire row and return one string per row, then I can just search in that string to see if it contains CHE. For example, if I want to concatenate this entire row, one way for us to do this is I can use the concat function, and then I can just select this entire row, and that will just give me one big text that has everything. So Abraham Lincoln, Madurai, iPhone, widow, retired, and all of that information. But this is not going to work for us, as we will have to drag this down and use this. So let's construct this column in the mind of Excel and then use it for searching. This is where the newly introduced BYROW function comes in. We can say BYROW and pass on the customers table, and then ask Excel for each row do this operation. The operation is concat. And that's basically going to give us this big text for each row for all of the rows in the table. And now all I want to ask is, does this row contain that? So this is where again our search comes in. Search, find this within that. That's gonna again do the same thing as earlier. It's gonna give value errors where CHE doesn't appear anywhere, and a number if the CHE or whatever search criteria that we have appears inside the text. So finally, if I say, is this a number, is number of search, will get false and true. Wherever it is true, that is the customer that I want. So I can take this entire thing, and then I can say filter my customers table where this is true. We can close these brackets, and we will get all of these where CHE is there. Let's search for WEL, and we will have this. Let's see if I can find like. Unfortunately, there are no customers with that word, but I think you are one of them. So go ahead and like this video if you are enjoying it. Thank you for liking. Now let's move on to the third trick, which is really fun. Here I have got a age-based filter. Let's say I want to look at all our customers who are aged exactly 30. So if I type 30, here is my simple filter formula. Filter customers age is crit. I'm using let function, by the way, to define the criteria. You will understand why we are doing this in a minute. But for now, this is the filter, and it just looks for people who are exactly 30 years old. And we do have some of these. This is fine. But again, I know Tony, he can break these things. So one way Tony wants to use this is, instead of just saying 30 or 43, he may want to say greater than 44. That is, show me all the customers who are 44 years, more than 44 years. And that is obviously going to break because nobody's age is greater than 44, but it is in plain English, but in the data it's 44, 45, 46 like that. And I built that solution here in this page. You can see that if I say less than 28, I'll see all the customers who are 28 years or younger than 28. Or if I say greater than 44, I'll see all the people more than 44 years old. Now to do this, I'm using a really simple trick on top of countifs. Let's back up and build it from scratch. Do you know that Excel's countifs function, countif as well as countifs, are aware of these kind of greater than, less than symbols. So if I, for example, say customers age greater than 44 as criteria, it's going to tell me there is 137 customers who are 44 years older than 44. Instead of typing the criteria, I can also point to a cell where that criteria is, and that will also work. Now the beautiful thing with this is, if I change this criteria, if I say this is less than 38, I'll get a different number here, which is customers who are 38 years younger than 38. So we could use this concept inside the filter. Now let's build this formula. I'm going to use the let function this time and declare a local variable called crit and store my criteria into that. So C3 is my criteria, and I'm going to keep it in the local variable here. Next, we will calculate which rows of the customer data meet this criteria. For this, we are going to use the map function, map customers age column. And what map does is, it can apply consistent logic on every element of that list. So for each of the customer's age, we want to run a lambda function which takes the customer's age itself. We'll put that into a local variable here called each, And then we will run a countifs function inside this. Countifs for each criteria. For now, I'm gonna return that map result, and we will get a bunch of ones and zeros. 1 means the customer is under 38 and 0 means the customer is not under 38. Let's verify this result. I'm gonna print the customer's age here, and we can see that these two customers are 28 and 30. They are under 38, whereas this customer is 45, so they clearly are not under 38. So these ones and zeros basically are true or false. 1 means I would like to see their results on the screen, and 0 means I don't want to see their results on the screen. So now that we have this, we can put these map results into another local variable called checks. And finally, we can say filter my customers table where all the checks are met. We don't have to do true or false. We can also use 1 and 0. If the row has 0, then filter will automatically ignore it, and close all these brackets, and we will get this nice little table. Let's put a cherry on top of this. Let's sort this table on the age column. So I'm going to add sort all of this filter on the 7th column, which is my age. And there is our table. It works beautifully. Let's test this. If I put greater than 25, I'll get 215 customers. If I put less than 20, I'll get 5 customers who are 18 and 19 years old. Do you like these 3 tricks? Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments. And don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed this. I'll catch you again somewhere else. Bye.